Anthony Parker came up huge against the Heat the other night. 5 3-pointers in the second half.
Numero 7, Andrea Bargnani. Bradley, a 6'6" guard, number 18, Anthony Parker. From Eau Claire High, a 6'11" center, number 6, Jermaine O'Neal. Desde España, a 6'3" guard, numero 8, Jose Calderon. And from Georgia Tech, a 6'10" forward, number 4, Chris Bosh.
It's a Friday night in Toronto as we take a look at Mr. Sub and the starting lineups. And up front, Bobby Simmons along with Brooke Lopez, who is a rookie, and Ejin Lien, who was picked up in the trade with Milwaukee for Richard Jefferson. Bargnani, O'Neal, and Bosh for the 4th time together up front. And in the backcourt, Jose Calderon and Anthony Parker. They will have their hands full with Devin Harris and Vince Carter. Nearly half of the point productivity for the New Jersey Nets. Coach, it comes from Harris and Carter. Lawrence Frank in his 6th year as a head coach with an overall mark of 195 wins, 183 losses last year. They missed out on the postseason for the first time in some 7 years. They had made it in 6 consecutive years. And Sam Mitchell, his team coming off of a road win in Miami. What is significant about that? Already, this is game 12. The Raptors have played 7 road games. They're 4-3, and this is their first extended homestand. Game 1 of a 4-game homestand as we take a look at the winning strategies.
So crucial for the Toronto Raptors to start off this homestand in the right fashion. How do you do it? You set the tone with your defense. Outstanding perimeter defense. Got to keep Carter and Harris out of the lane. Secondly, take care of the ball. The Raptors have not done a good job with that so far this season. They were 2nd in the league last year, only 17th this year. Take care of the rock, prevent those runouts. You'll be a better team, and then play inside out. Establish your big 3 fellas. Good things happen when you get high percentage touches in the lane.
Chris Bosh, so dynamic this season. 3rd in the league in scoring, 5th in the league in rebounding, 2nd in minutes played. He is in the top 10 in field goal shooting percentage. And, of course, Vince Carter early on, his franchise. And now it is Chris Bosh's.
Well, no doubt. They played together. And you could definitely see the difference in Chris Bosh as he's gone along here with the Raptors. And there's Jermaine O'Neal. Talk about another guy who's been a franchise player in this league. And he's playing at an all-time level here the last 5 games for the Raptors. Gotta like that.
Second game back, Jack, for Jose Calderon. The Raptors 1-0 with him along with those big 3 up front. This is going to be a tough handle right here, Devin Harris. I talked to him before the game. So what's the difference? He said the difference is I'm getting minutes. I'm getting an opportunity to play. In Dallas, Avery Johnson kind of squeezed that basketball for him a little bit.
2 T's, Matt. Time and touches. He's getting both of them. And you're right, Calderon's got his hands full tonight. He's going to attack him off the bounce. Got to guard him out there.
Devin Harris out of the University of Wisconsin, where he played for Bo Ryan, flashing underneath is Bargnani. Here comes O'Neal to replace him. Guarded by the rookie Lopez. Fading. Good touch early on for him. And he knocks it down. Jermaine O'Neal averaging 13.5 and 9.5 rebounds. Coming off a 16 and 17, Devin Harris, watch out. Not only has the ability to face up and knock it down, but boy, when he puts it on the floor, Coach, he can get by you lightning quick.
Yeah, we're going to put Calderon on that screen and roll, so he's got to guard it. They got to give him help.
Bosh spinning. Kick out. Jose, look how Harris was able to recover. Here comes Jose in the pick and roll, and Bargnani up fake. On Simmons now, step back three, not what you want. Bosch right there in the crowd, shot no call. Sam Mitchell asking why. Harris dribbles through, here comes Carter. And that explains everything, just the crowd. The boo, and then the roar when he missed. Bosch underneath, plus the foul. He'll go to the line.
Oh, that is a big-time move. You talk about explosiveness on the baseline, getting to where he wants to get to. Good position in the post, turns on Yee, explosive step, and just fighting through those blue shirts. Big-time, strong power move inside.
Vince Carter picks up the foul, and Chris Bosch, 80% at the free throw line. And this quarter brought to you by Ford, powered by you. Bosch, interestingly enough, in Miami only attempted one free throw, but over the last 4 games, he's attempted 45.
You get that every night, you're going to get people in the bonus, and you're getting some cheapies at the line. Good stuff.
Bobby Simmons had one really good year with the Clippers, and then signed a big deal with the Milwaukee, and here he is. All you need sometimes is one really good year.
I gotta have one of those.
You and me both. Here comes Jermaine O'Neal. He's had more than one good year. Run of 8. And last touch is going to be Toronto basketball.
Sam Mitchell working the officials already. James Capers imparting some wisdom on him.
Monty McCutcheon and John Goble, the 3 officials tonight. 2 minutes into the first quarter. Jose Calderon has an open shot, and it doesn't go. Got to knock those down.
Good look that time. Defense not communicating.
Lopez on a back down to move. And flying in, Simmons, offensive rebound, putback. They really like Brook Lopez.
Well, he's a pretty skilled guy. Plays hard. He got a good face-up game. Good back to the basket. He'll rebound for you. Rugged kid.
Parker Curley had 19 in the second half against Miami. Bosch with the up fake on Lee Jinjin. And now a foul.
He can't guard him. I mean, we've seen it already. 2 times Bosch has gotten the ball in open space, and he's put it right to the deck and attacked him. And he's got to respect his ability to shoot the ball. Here he is as a screener. Catch. See you later. Putting it right to the deck, and the help with Lopez getting there too late. But good move by Bosch, and he knows that people are playing him as a shooter out there. Therefore, he can put it down and attack him.
And already heading back to the line, the foul on Lopez, his first. And so Lopez a foul, Carter a foul, each trying to come in and help with Bosch. And as you mentioned, he is just such a difficult matchup with that ability to play inside, outside, put it on the floor, go to the hole.
And Matt, he's putting it down pretty well with his right hand as well. I mean, again, he's improving in every area.
Bobby Simmons, one time on the floor and then sticks to Jay.
That time Bargnani and Bosch switched on that little exchange between the 2 perimeter guys. But you got to step out and defend, contest that shot.
Simmons with 4, he averages just 6. Bosch over E now, and the shot doesn't go, spills out, and here's Vince Carter. E knocks it down. He likes to step outside.
Good point. He can do that, and he does it well. A little bit like Bargnani. He's got a lot of the same skills. Face-up game, quick first step. He'll be a player.
Nets with a 2-point advantage. Jermaine O'Neal quickly called the wrong. Bargnani takes it and makes it.
Good usage of the dribble that time. He took it one bounce to the open area. Simmons couldn't get there. Aggressive, decisive move.
Yi Jinlian, who was a former #1 overall pick of Milwaukee in his second year from China. Here's Brook Lopez, first-round pick this year for New Jersey. Shot doesn't go. Bosch clears it. Here comes Jose Calderon. Has Anthony Parker. Parker quickly back. And a foul underneath on Lopez, his second.
That was a good play there for the Raptors. You know what they did? Parker ran the floor hard. Calderon pitches it ahead. And they're trying right away to post O'Neal in there. And they get Lopez's second foul. Look to pitch ahead, look to push the ball to defense, and you're going to catch him napping sometimes.
4 minutes in now to the opening quarter. Tied at 8. Parker guarded by Vince Carter. Gives it to Bosch. Bosch has an opening. It closes in a hurry, and it spills out. He left it just there short on the rim. Lopez underneath. Nice move.
He's a player. Well, you know what he does? He gets deep position, and therefore he doesn't have to do a whole lot. It's got to be just one quick, hard move, and he's right at the rim.
That's 4 for the last 5, and Eugene Lien just picked up his first.
And that's a little thin up front tonight. That's a problem.
Stromile Swift is out. Here comes Sean Williams. He's been talked about as far as possibly getting traded.
Boston College guy like yourself. I'm
BC
sure
guy.
Highly educated young man like you. Fellow Eagle, Chestnut Hill.
He is. Eagles have about 3 in the league right now. Here's Jermaine O'Neal sticking it. Sean Williams, though, he's a high flyer. His skill set, questionable. Driving Harris, and there's the presence of O'Neal on the inside. Tied at 10. Parker in the corner. No. Bargnani offensive rebound. Go up strong. Doesn't. Fades, and it pops out.
Good trip anyway, though, because when you get the run out, clean look, you're on the offensive glass because you're beating people down the floor.
Eugene Lien. Shot doesn't go, and Bargnani with a rebound. Jose, stutter step move in the lane, loses the handle, tries to regain it. And it's going to be New Jersey basketball, and Jose says, wait a minute. And you know what? He's screaming ref because John Goebel is a new referee here.
Call him John. Yeah, call him by his name. Got to get personal with him. Hey, Johnny, help me out. That's a tough cover for Jose there because he can't keep him in front of him, and then Vince can just shoot it over the top of him.
Nets back out on top by 2. Very young, talented franchise, New Jersey. And a foul is going to be charged to Jermaine O'Neal, and it's going to be a turnover. New Jersey hasn't turned the basketball over as of yet, and watch out. Technical foul on Jermaine O'Neal, and somebody's got to come over and help him. Here comes Sam Mitchell now. And Jose, Monty McCutcheon tees him up. And Jermaine does not appreciate that call.
Oh, I don't know about that. This is not ballroom dancing here, man. You got to let him play a little bit.
And I think that's where the T is right there.
It's a family show. We can't repeat it. But, that's a play on in my book.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a play on. I mean, there's going to be some contact between both. And here you come again. I mean, the initial contact's caused by Williams, and then they get tangled up. I don't know. My opinion, that's a play on.
There is a timeout. You know, that's just bigs getting in position.
They got tangled, but a lot of times it's not the guy who initiates, it's the guy who reacts. And they got J.O. on it.
And so O'Neal picks up the technical foul. And the Raptors 4 of 12 from the floor, while New Jersey 6 of 12 from the field. And New Jersey right now with a 3-point advantage.
Well, Jermaine O'Neal, he does this very well, though. Look at blow by, but it's nice having someone in the back to nullify some of the deficiencies on the perimeter. That's a tough cover tonight, Matt. Calderon having to check Harris. Calderon has got to do as good a job as possible containing, keeping in front of him. And Harris is just going to drive it at him night in, play in, play out. And you're going to need the help from the bigs in the back.
And fortunately for the Raptors, they have those bigs in the back because there are some teams that'll match up against somebody like Harris. They don't have that, and they blow by and watch out.
But here's the problem, though. You can't get lazy on the perimeter defensively because if you know you have those guys back there, a little foul there by Vince Carter on the exchange.
And that's his second.
But, when you have shot blocking, that doesn't mean you take the play off on a perimeter. You don't want to have help. Because the more you have help, the less you are a good rebounding team.
Yeah, perfect point. Bargnani battling, and Ejen Lien picks up his second, so all of a sudden a thin front line getting a little bit thinner here in the first quarter. 5:56 remaining in the quarter. Vince Carter and the Nets lead by 3. Chris Bosh, how about that?
He has had an incredible run here in Toronto. And look at the numbers.
Yeah.
Vince Carter is only ahead of him on one category, and that's points. And that's interesting, Matt. Not only does Bosh have talent, but he's a guy that has great commitment. And I think when you're going to make a commitment to a guy in terms of being a franchise guy, you want a guy that when you're making that investment, he's not only going to show up and bring his talents, but more importantly, he's going to bring the effort. And that was a concern with Vince Carter at the end here in Toronto. And Chris Bosh, that concern has not existed. He punches the clock every night.
You know, Vince Carter feels more comfortable playing alongside a Kidd and a Jefferson for the reason that it's all not on him. Now, obviously, no Kidd, no Jefferson now. But, you know, Vince Carter, you know, is a guy that does he want to be the guy?
I think he's very comfortable being a teammate and being on a team and being a real good player. But it's the old line. Everyone wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to die to get there. They want the franchise money, but they don't want to do the franchise things every night that it takes to be successful. Bosh brings that. Every night he wants to do the little things that count, that make up winning.
And Devin Harris, count it! And a foul on Jermaine O'Neal. And Harris will head to the free throw line, attacking the rim exceptionally well.
You know, and they know Jose Calderon has had the hamstring strain. They're going to go at him. You know, and now you got to look from a Raptor perspective. You got to decide how you're going to cover this guy, Harris, because it's becoming a pattern here. You're going to double him on ball screens. You're going to send the help a little bit earlier and take your chances elsewhere. Can Calderon guard him straight up? And, you know, then when you go to Will Solomon, Ukic as well.
Devin Harris, you know, someone that a lot of NBA fans aren't that familiar with. Second in the NBA and getting to the free throw line 11 times a game is what he averages. 7 on the clock and a whistle and a foul underneath. And so Bargnani underneath and a foul.
Nets went zone that time. You got some guys in foul trouble, a little small, so they're trying to camouflage their problems inside right now. Raps in the bonus here with 5:26 left. That's a good thing.
And Williams picks up the foul, so here's Andrea Bargnani. Bargnani already with 5 points, and one of the things that is certainly interesting to watch, Bargnani had 2 good games and then just 5 points at Orlando, then came back at a season-high 25 against Miami, and a good start here in the first quarter.
And it's not just offense, Matt. You want the whole package. The competitiveness, the energy defensively. Are you rebounding? Are you playing physical? You're bringing the intangibles. I think Andre has been bringing those things on a pretty consistent basis. Now he's got to get more consistent offensively.
Bobby Simmons with the up fake. On the switch, Jose comes over. Parker staying in with Harris. And from the outside, shot doesn't go. Tracking it down is Jermaine O'Neal. O'Neal, quickly Jose. Here's Parker. You like that?
Well, I like the fact that he's pitching it ahead a little bit more and going inside.
Here's a three. Wide open. Bang.
Why? Because it gets that. Pitch it ahead. Punch it into the post to your big, your star. And then throw it out opposite. You're going to get a clean look. Attack the defense with the transition game.
And a foul on to Bargnani. And so Andrea Bargnani picks up a foul as he tries to be a little bit more physical.
You know, sometimes Jose Calderon holds on to the ball a little too long in transition. Instead, it got thrown into the post. Parker to Bosh and then Bosh to Calderon. But what did Calderon do? He pitched it ahead to Parker, and then they punched it right in. Inside out, clean look. Good stuff.
And the Raptors back up by 2. Carter. Hot step into the rack to tie it.
Still has it.
No. He does. 31 years of age now. In his 11th year out of North Carolina. Bosh, he's got it right now. Plus the foul.
Chris Bosh is schooling people off the bounce here. I mean, forget about it. He can't cover him out there. This is just a tough matchup for the youngster. Watch you right here. They go into him. See you later. Blow by to the rack. And then Vince Carter, he can do this as well as anyone in the game. And he gets a head of steam going. Outstanding finisher.
Eugene Lien picks up his third. And Bosch at the free throw line. As rookie Ryan Anderson is in the game now for the Nets. Along with Williams, Simmons, and Carter. Getting very small now are the Nets. How are they able to respond? Jarvis Hayes checking in for the Nets, pardon me.
And the Raptors are playing big, you know, with Humphreys now and for O'Neal. And you get to a point where Lawrence Frank can't match the Raptors. The Raptors got to continue to play to their strengths and go inside out. And their big guys just got to play good perimeter defense.
Bargnani has 6, Bosch has 7, O'Neal with 4. Of course, O'Neal now getting a rest with Humphreys out there. Sean Williams, shot doesn't go. Humphreys on the scene. The other thing about the bigs for the Raptors, it's not like they're lumbering bigs. They can move.
Good point. Mobile.
Under 4 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. Bosch, strong move. Got it.
Fresh meat. Rookie. You know what I'm saying?
Put him on the grill.
Ryan Anderson from Cal Berkeley, a good player, but Bosch is saying, hey, man, I'm the man here. I'm schooling you, youngster.
You didn't see that in the Pac-10. Here's Bargnani.
You might have seen O.J. Mayo at USC, but O.J. Mayo ain't Chris Bosch.
Put him on the grill. Bosch. 11 points here in the opening quarter. 4 of 7. 7-0 run by the Toronto Raptors. There's Ryan Anderson. They're picking on him. Chris Bosch. Raps by 7.
Hello and welcome back to the Air Canada Center. The dance pack all fired up, and the Raptors with a 7-point lead here. Matt Devlin.
Jack, you're fired up.
Ready to go. We got some hoops coming up here.
Upcoming schedule, Boston on CBC, and then the Charlotte Bobcats in town on the Score. And then next Friday night, the Atlanta Hawks right here on TSN. Chris Bosch has just been spectacular. One of the best power forwards in the game.
He's schooling people. I mean, you know, the young big man for New Jersey just can't cover him. This time he just goes right by Anderson. The double team coming late. And Bosch with all the tricks in the bag. Sweet dish by Jose Calderon in transition. And look at where he is right now in the league. The top 5 in all 4 of these categories. 11-3 already tonight. How about the Raptor bigs? Bargnani, Bosch, O'Neal. 21 of the 24 points for the Raptors tonight from their big people. Carving them up inside.
And the great thing about that, when you look at the shot distribution, it's all up front.
Gotta play inside out. You get high percentage looks and put people in foul trouble.
14 of the 17 shots coming from the big 3. Shot clock down. Here's Jarvis Hayes, and Hayes knocks it down. Jarvis Hayes scores at one time. First round pick of the Washington Wizards. And that ends a 7-0 run. They hadn't scored since that Vince Carter dunk. Jose Calderon dribbles through traffic, and it's knocked away. Keon Dooling on the floor. Bosch slices to the rack, and he has 13. They don't have anybody that can match up with him, period.
Tough covers right now.
And Devin Harris, up to this point, has not been a factor. Anderson's shot doesn't go. Harris, 2 of 4, 5 points. And he hasn't been a factor. Looking on the inside. Williams trying to guard him. He can't handle this. Here comes a double with Harris. He'll kick out, leaving Jose open. All day long for Jose.
Matt, they are so concerned with Bosch right now. 2 or 3 blue shirts around him. They can't get people out to cover on the perimeter. Again, you play big early, good things happen. You get clean looks later.
The Raptors right now, 7-10. Jose picks the pocket. Jose lays it up and in. 8 for their last 11. 11-point advantage. And Lawrence Frank wants a timeout. And Devin Harris calls for the timeout. 20-second timeout. And if you're Lawrence Frank, where do you go now?
Well, the wheels are off. He's got a bunch of guys in foul trouble, and the Raptors have just taken it to him. They're guarding people. They're doing a great job being active on the perimeter. Look at Calderon picking Devin Harris's pocket. Bargnani and Bosch are really moving their feet as perimeter defenders, playing against this small net team, and they're energized. Matt, think about the last game the Raptors played in here against Philadelphia. They didn't look good. You know, and then Miami, they looked really good. But I'll tell you what.
How about this? A great cup. Who do you like?
I like Montreal. They're the home team. Sure.
At the Big O. You're going Montreal. The first time they've met since 1970.
You're on your game, man.
Calgary and Montreal. Coverage begins, of course, at 3 Eastern.
Right here on TSN.
Right here on TSN. So you're going Montreal.
No, I'm going to be here at the Raptor game.
Well, I know that, but you like Montreal in the game.
I like Montreal, yes.
All right. I'm going to write that down.
Who are you going?
I'm a Calgary guy.
Okay.
Yeah, Stan Peters. Doug Flutie, you know?
Yeah. That's right.
Keon Dooling. Handling the ball, gets it to Hayes. Bargnani on him, using his length. Hayes, no place to go, gives it back to Dooling. Signed as a free agent from Orlando. Attacking shot, no. Bosch with a board. Jose calling it out. On the run, Parker pulls up. No. Tracking it down is Dooling. Here comes Anderson. Kicks ahead, sliding. And a foul. I mean, Williams was sliding and he gave it to Anderson, and there's a foul, and it's on Bosch.
That time, wild flurry that time on the other end, and Nets doing a good job. Ryan Anderson showing his ball skills, and Williams looks like he got away with a walk, but Anderson, good hustle.
Anderson, 21st pick in this last year's draft, and he misses from the free throw line. Anderson on the season, 20 of 22. This is a Nets team that has won 2 of 3. And you look at them, they're 4 and 6, and you go, oh, well, you know, they're 4 and 6. They beat Atlanta twice. Now, granted, without Josh Smith,
yep.
And then, you know, of course, Al Horford has gone down, but he played in those 2 games. Coming off of a tough loss against Cleveland. Williams blocking the shot of Humphries.
Humphries got to take that harder. He thought it was going to be easy.
Nothing easy. Williams can come in from anywhere.
Don't be nonchalant. Up fake.
And a foul.
Here's a smart thing by Bosch. What does Williams do real well? Block shots. So now he gives him that pump fake. Watch it right here. Up, see ya! Because Williams is going to bite on that fake.
Yeah.
So what's a good shot fake? A shot in that taking, you do everything but let go of the ball. Emphatic fakes, and it gets you opportunities going to the basket.
You know, here's the thing. With the development of his game, he's getting to the line. He's 5th in the league, and as I mentioned, 45 of the last 4 games entering tonight, and he is 4 or 5 there. You talked about schooling, and guess what? Sean Williams better move from the back row up to the front row and start paying attention.
You're right. And you know, the key with a guy like Bosch, what sets his whole game up, though? Here's Jamario Moon in the game now. The fact that he can make that 15, 18-footer, and he's a tough cover.
Bargnani, 6 points, 4 rebounds. Excellent first quarter for him. Moon off of the bench, as you mentioned. Shot clock under 10. Harris driving. And he gets to the hole. That's what he does so well.
I think the Nets got a steal on this kid. And, you know, Jason Kidd is a declining skills guy. That was a good trade by Rod Thorne.
I completely agree. Taking nothing away from the Hall of Famer,
great
Jason
player,
Kidd.
Jason Kidd.
Age is caught up. Chris Bosch, game clock down, driving, recognizing, unable to finish. But he had it read perfectly as he drove to the basket, but unable to finish. 15 first half points. And Jack, 33 in the first quarter, the most for the Raptors this season. Look who's dancing now. It's the Toronto Raptors with Vince Carter in town. And the Raptors in control, 33-22 after the first 12 minutes of action.
Here we go, first quarter stats, and what a first quarter for the Toronto Raptors, as Matt Devlin mentioned, their finest first quarter so far this season. Leo, you can't do much better than this, and sort of an interesting thing happening early on. We saw Jose Calderon sort of giving instructions to Chris Bosh on the floor. What was going on out there?
Well, they have a great rapport with one another. Jose makes everybody around him better. When he sees things on the floor, he makes sure they have some discussions, basically saying, hey, I may be dribbling the ball over here, you maintain your position, okay? So then you'll see a lot of that. A lot of times the point guards say, I'm going to take the offense away in a different direction. They're not going to think the same thing I am. You make sure you get your position, hold your spot, and I'll get you the basketball. We're seeing some of that. Jose doing a great job in transition and in the half court of getting Bosh and his teammates involved.
And Jose definitely getting the better of Devin Harris in that first quarter as we send it back to Matt and Jack. Guys?
All right, thank you so much. Largest lead after first quarter, Jack, 11 points. Previous best was against Golden State, and that was 6. Jose.
He's a chatterbox.
Come on, he's got the plan.
I like it. He's
got the plan.
He was in the huddle with the coaches, the whole bit. Chris Bosh sitting down now. Jose sitting down. Will Solomon now. Got to have some steady play from him as the point guard.
And he just picked up a foul, checking in. But at least he didn't react to Monty McCutcheon.
Good point. He got a technical foul the other night. And you're right.
Because it's gotten to that point.
Yeah, he's got to keep his emotions in check. Here's Devin Harris on a bench right now for the Nets.
Vince Carter, Anderson, dueling Lopez, and Hayes on the floor for the Nets. O'Neal leaves the feet, and Lopez finishes. Capono getting his first run.
Lopez, a fundamentally sound guy. He gets to where he wants to get to on the floor, uses his up fakes. Efficient.
Moon, Solomon, O'Neal, Humphries, and Capono. Here's Jamario. Knocks it down. Jamario Moon drilling the shot. Moon coming off of the bench for the 4th consecutive game. And the Raptors up by 11 once again. Carter gives it up. Dueling quickly to the inside. Lopez up fake again, coming over with help. Humphries, and they're going back to Lopez. Remember, O'Neal has 2 fouls.
So does Lopez, and playing aggressively, but he gets great position inside. So one quick move, he's right there.
Here's O'Neal guarded by Anderson. The kick out. Rotation of Moon. Shot clock under 10. Up fake. Jamario Moon. Good. Back-to-back buckets. Mr. Moon. Minute and a half in now to the second quarter. Lopez, they're going to try their hand once again. Handoff in the opposite corner. Shot doesn't go. First rebound for Lopez. Put back 8 points.
This was a good get for Rod Thorne. I'll tell you what, this young man is active on the glass, plays big.
Humphries goes strong, attacking. You talked about it earlier. He wasn't determined. He was that time.
Yeah, you're right. A little wake-up call on that block earlier. And I like Hump playing every night. Just throw him out there. Something's going to happen. Maybe good, maybe bad, but something's going to happen. He brings energy and intensity, and most times it's going to be good.
At 8 points in 12 minutes of action in Miami. O'Neal with a rebound on the Carter miss. Solomon into the front court, telling Capono to come to the near side. Humphries down low. Humphries now squares up, says Brook Lopez, I got that too.
You got to feed him once in a while. Give him a few touches because he's going to do the dirty work on the backboards and defensively for you. Chris Humphries.
Pat Riley used to always talk about it with Patrick Ewing. Every now and again, you got to give Patrick his cookie, which is that 15-footer. Cookie, you know? Time now for Rogers Now You Know. Jose Calderon. And And Jose is middle name Manuel after his mother Manuela. Loves soccer and tennis. And vacation spot any place in Spain. And his favorite actor, Javier Bardem. You know Javier, right? Starred in the movie No Country for Old Men.
He got nominated for an Oscar.
He did. That was one of your favorite movies.
Yes, it was.
You movie star guys all hang out together, you know?
Good friends with Penelope Cruz as
Did
well.
you know that?
Oh, I didn't know that. There you go. I like that.
Hello, right?
Hello,
Yeah.
right? Penelope Cruz. That's a little hello.
Hey, now you know. I did not know that. Carter. Capono comes over, bumps him, shot doesn't go. And Capono came over with the help.
That's their second team foul. Number 15,
So Carter at the free throw line. Let me ask you this question. You've been here for a long time. You've seen Vince Carter at his best.
My first year was Vince Carter's first year.
Will they ever forget?
No, there'll be a segment that we'll never forget. But I tell you what, as much as the negative, they shouldn't forget the positive either. I mean, he was a sensational player early in his career here, and made basketball a fun thing to watch here in Toronto.
And Hayes climbs up and grabs the rebound, sends it to Carter.
Just unfortunate it ended the way it did. It didn't have to end that way. Poorly handled.
Lopez down low on the block, shot doesn't go, and it's knocked away, but O'Neal corrals it deep in the corner, quickly ahead of Moon. Raptors don't have the numbers. Humphries on the inside, Anderson on him. Humphries puts it on the floor, fading, shot short. And a 9, make it 11-point game, 41-30. As Dooling looks inside, now kicks out. Anderson gets by Humphries, and O'Neal right there, standing his ground. And an offensive foul on Anderson.
Last two trips, O'Neal runs down a ball for a rebound, and then he takes a charge on Anderson. Active, he's always thinking help. Comes over, nice job.
Yeah, great
That's
job.
a good interior team defender. Always thinking help, always helping teammates.
And instead of a 9-point game, it's an 11, and you get a possession. Here's Capono, makes it a 13-point game, so that charge, big.
Just a good flow tonight for the Raptors. They just feel comfortable. Only 2 turnovers tonight. Shooting close to 54%. Chemistry, cohesion. They got a little pep in his step tonight.
Carter with the finger roll. So dangerous. 7:45 remaining here in the first half. Moon out of the wing, slicing through Capono. Up fake, double comes with Carter. Knock it away, and he retains the dribble. Bargnani back out on the floor as Capono gives it up. Dribble penetration, and O'Neal has it blocked. Anderson tries to get it to Lopez, and he does. Dooling quickly. Hayes drills it. Charges Hayes knocking down the J. That's 5 of 8 here in the second quarter. And an 8-point game. Capono looking underneath now, instead Will Solomon. Bargnani sets a screen, peels away on a pick and roll, driving left hand, finishes over Lopez.
That's a 7-foot guy catching it on the run, going across his body. That's high skill right there from Andre Bargnani. Tough pass to catch and make a play with in traffic.
Has 8 points on the handoff, Keon Dooling. Solomon, a good job of stopping him. Shot clock back to 5. Dooling will fire it. No, and O'Neal with another rebound. His 5th. Raptors +5 on the glass. Here's J.O. left wide open, and it just trickles off the front of the tin. They won't forget. Carter!
He's tough to guard when he has the ball in the middle of the floor like that, because he can put it to each hand. Good mid-range game. And give the Nets credit. They battled back here.
You know, for the first time in a stretch of 8 consecutive years, he wasn't an all-star last year.
Yep.
And as we welcome you back to President's Choice Raptors basketball, we have to remind you about Grey Cup Saturday on TSN. 8 hours of Grey Cup coverage getting you set for the big game. It begins at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And I know Matt and Shaq will be watching.
I'll be there.
Oh, you're going to love it.
Saturday, all the Grey Cup information.
Frosty beverages, sitting in front of the television. Grey Cup coverage at its finest right here on TSN.
I cannot wait.
It's football nirvana.
Oh, it is. It's 8 hours of it.
Oh, can't get enough of it. All right, Raptors, this unit's been a little stagnant offensively here, Matt.
Bargnani closed off. Capono quickly. Here's Moon. He'll try his hand at a three, and it doesn't go. Watch out, Devin Harris. In a blink of an eye can score. Gives it up. Hayes has hit one from there earlier. Not this time. And a loose ball foul, and it's going to go against New Jersey.
Nahara that time battling on Bargnani. Give Andrea credit, though. He got to the weak side. Hayes missed right. He got left and won that physical battle with Nahara. Again, that's not a thing that shows up in a scorebook in terms of his shooting and all that other stuff. But he busted his tail down and rebounded and picked up a foul. So now some of the big fellas coming back in for the Raptors. Chris Bosh, Jose Calderon. They've been laboring a little bit with their execution of late.
This quarter brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet? The Raptors with an 8-point advantage. Bosh flashes to the bucket. Outside shot. Three. Bargnani has got a 3-ball in his wallet.
So what, speaking of wallet, the New York Knicks are going to have a little more in their wallet with those trades that they made today in a few years. Trying to get some cap space.
That's Al Harrington. With Jamal Crawford. Carter delivers.
And Zach Randolph as well going out of town.
They are just clearing everything.
Oh, yeah.
2010.
Good moves by Donnie Walsh today.
Step back. Here's Bosh.
Mike D'Antoni's going to go in and say, you know, we're not going to be very good. Can I have like another year or two on the extension so at the back end of the deal I can win a little bit?
Like Tom Crean at Indiana and Bloomington.
That's right.
And Carter drills the shot. And Vince Carter starting to get on track. He is 6 of 8, 10 in the quarter, 14 overall. And it's a 7-point game, but it was 13. Calderon with Bargnani, O'Neal, Capono, and Bosh. Bosh on the feed from Jose, and a foul underneath. And it's going to be on Nahara, his second, Eduardo Nahara. Bosh is down. You see Jose right there. And Jose, Bosh appear to be fine.
Contact there.
With that right knee.
Bang knees, yeah.
Remember, on Tuesday night in Orlando, 45 minutes of action, and then that back-to-back into Miami, and came down awkwardly, running into the foot of Jameer Nelson with that knee. Did Chris here? And it's knocked away. And it's going to be Toronto basketball. 7 ticks remaining of the shot clock. 7-point game with 4:17 to go. That flow that you talked about earlier seems to have dissipated now for the Raptors. Shot clock at 5. Bargnani drills another 3.
He's getting great lift on his shot tonight. Getting up on those tippy toes. The salute, the follow through. Good extension on his Jimmy.
14 points for Bargnani. Coming off of a season best 25. Carter over Parker, and the shot doesn't go, and O'Neal just comes in and he rips down the rebound. Bosh squares up, and Bobby Simmons clears it to Harris. Harris so quick to the bucket. Nahara, no. And Sean Williams with the putback.
Give the Nets credit of late. They've done a good job pushing the ball down the floor, beating the Raptor defense down. The Raptors got to level that ball off a little bit in transition. Slow it down.
Both teams shooting 50%. Raptors 4-7 from downtown. Nets just 1 of 6. Shot clock at 5. Double comes. They'll swing it. Parker, Bargnani. Nahara comes out late. Bargnani! And a whistle and a foul. And the foul is going to be charged to Devin Harris, who's taking some time getting up off of the floor.
Good decision by Andrea Bargnani. When he got the ball, he was ready to do something with it. On the catch. Look, he's setting himself behind the line. Look at his preparation. Watch. Preparation. Shot ready. Guys flying out at him. Good job, Harris. A half step late on the rotation. But that's a guy that knows his craft, Andrea Bargnani. Setting himself up. We call it shot preparation. And then on the catch, he recognizes Nahara coming his way. Little up. See you later.
And here he is at the line, 5 of 5, 15 points. Bosch and Bargnani combined for 30 points thus far in the first half. And now Bargnani, he has shown the ability inside and outside now, putting it together in back-to-back games.
Good point. Overall floor game as well. Don't forget the defense and the rebounding from him as well. He's playing big today.
Nahara on the inside. He's a glue guy.
You know, I'm into watching intangibles when I watch guys like Bargnani. It's more than just the offense. He's getting better at the other stuff.
And J.O. delivers, getting bumped around in a crowd.
I love it. Power basketball 101. Go down their throat, get it to one of your big horses, and get an easy score.
Jermaine O'Neal, 6 points, 6 rebounds. Andrea Bargnani. How you like me now?
Folks, don't go anywhere at halftime because Capital One at the half is coming up with myself and Leo Routen's first-rate Gemini Award-winning analysis, followed by a SportsCenter update with Brian Mudryk. It really doesn't get any better. Let's send it back to Matt and Jeff.
My man Jay.
Oh.
He should get like, I mean, you think about it. Jay and Leo, that is like definitely Gemini winning. Isn't that awesome? I love it.
Yeah, I'm going to watch.
I'm not going to turn
to watch, no.
Because this could be a Gemini winning halftime performance.
That's right.
What do we get?
I
get a bottle of water, and these guys are going to get a Gemini.
Exactly. And where did my Tim Hortons? I have my Tim Hortons right there. I feel.
You fire it up. You get the caffeine going.
Exactly. Got to have one of those a game. So we're all set.
Speaking of caffeine, Chris Bosch, he brings that energy. The last possession going to timeout, though. Jermaine O'Neal, they punched it right inside to the big fella. Went strong to the hoop. There's Vince Carter, 14 points. He's been solid tonight for the Nets.
O'Neal, 6.6 rebounds. And now 7 points.
That'll be a little frustrating for Vince, though, because he's on a team. He's going to have a lot of nights where he doesn't have enough help. And when does the patience wear thin?
Well, 21 of their 45 points coming from that backcourt. Carter to the hole, and he gets the roll. He has 16.
That was a good move. What did he do? He took it right into the body of the shot blocker, O'Neal.
And do you think he's in a situation where he'll be there after the February trade deadline?
I think if they can move him, they will.
I mean, there was talk earlier about him actually going to Cleveland.
Wow. That'd be interesting.
Wouldn't that be interesting? Instead of LeBron going to Jersey. And Sean Williams getting a piece of it. He can block shots. Nahara into the front court.
Boy, I think Vince Carter and LeBron would be a neat pairing.
They were talking about sending Wally Szczerbiak, his expiring contract. Yep. Along with Anderson Varejao. And an offensive foul. And it's going to be charged to Sean Williams. And here comes Humphreys. He'll check in for Jermaine O'Neal.
Well, here's the thing. Vince Carter gets knocked around a lot. And rightfully so in a lot of ways here in Toronto because of what went down late. He can pass it, though. That's the one thing that the attribute I love about his game is he's got a real good overall floor game. He can attack you off the bounce. He's a smart team player, and he sets up teammates, and he loves doing it.
Here's Bosch, and the shot doesn't go. Here's the interesting thing. There are players out there that people look at and say it's okay that they are not the A guy. They're the, A-minus guy or the B-plus guy.
Kind of like me to you. I'm the B-plus guy.
No, you're the A, and I'm the C. But if you look at a Rasheed Wallace, people are okay with Rasheed being that guy because he doesn't necessarily want to be the A guy. And they don't have that same feeling towards a Vince Carter.
Well, because he's getting the big ticket, and you automatically expect that. I don't think his personality and his game are necessarily at that level anymore. But you put him in a situation like Cleveland, just for a rough example, you brought it up, I think it'd be a pretty cool fit.
1:07 remaining here in the first half. Jose launches. Bang! Big bucket. Jose.
I talked before about Bargnani's preparation as a shooter. Jose's got it too. That was a quick trigger, moved without the ball, got himself to the right spot, nailed it.
Most points in the first half for the Raptors. 59. Carter making a move, gives it up. Here's Nahara. He'll crank up the three. And Abash is able to get the board.
But that's Carter. See how he drove it? Got a guy clean look.
Parker, entry pass, Humphries, and a foul.
How many times have I said that tonight? Good things happen when you pitch it ahead in your running game. What I mean, that's great. And you see Jose and Parker high-fiving each other because that's what the Raptors need more of. You know, this is how you become a good running team. Jose, pitch it ahead. Now punch it right in the post. That's fast break basketball. Time and time again, too often, and I love this, Sam Mitchell's been trying to stress this with his team, point guards hold on to the ball too long, and they don't hit the wings. If the wing's open, throw it to him. Big fella, sprint the floor, get deep position, we'll give it to you. And that creates a mindset. You know what, too? You want to rebound the ball. You want to guard a little more because you're going to get out and run, you're going to get some touches and some points.
Fast break points for the Raptors, 6 for the Nets, 1.
But you know what? That's 6 deceiving. There's a whole bunch more in a secondary fashion because you beat the defense down and they're a step slow, and you're going to get a good look.
And, you know, what do all the great coaches say with point guards? You know, you're dribbling, you're pounding the ball too much. Get it out of the hands.
Exactly. We all know there's air in the ball. Give it up.
Shot clock at 5. Dueling. Shot short with the presence of Humphries. And it's going to be Toronto basketball. You know, everybody wants to put on a great dribbling display.
We're not Curly Neal here, the Globetrotters. The ball moves a lot better in flight.
61-47. How about this first half? This unit. Bargnani! No! Humphries corrals it. He's got 2 seconds left. Jose digs it out in the corner.
Good half.
And the half comes to an end.
Good half. I mean, that's as impressive I've seen the Raptors this season. Complete game, both sides of the ball.
And Bosch was just hanging on that rim. It was his friend in the first half, 15 points. Bargnani with 16, and Jose with 11 as we send it over to Jay.
Sorry about that, Matt. I interrupted you there. Didn't mean to do that here with Chris Bosch. So, Chris, a couple of days off after the trip to Florida enabled you guys to come out a little better tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we had our rest. Well, we only had one day. But, you know, coming off of a win, that always builds a little confidence. And, you know, we've been trying to get off the better starts here at home, so we have to make sure we keep that mentality going into the second half.
Jose Calderon gets the better of Devin Harris in that first half. Can you just talk about the difference when he is in the lineup, Jose?
I mean, you know, he's one of the best point guards in the East, if not the NBA, especially at, you know, keeping his poise, making the right passes, and, I mean, just taking care of the basketball. So when Jose's in the game, he's going to take care of the ball. He's going to shoot good shots.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, there's Chris Bosch. We're going to take it to commercial break and come back with Capital One at the half. The Toronto Raptors, 61-47 over the Nets. It's a good night to watch basketball. Stay tuned. We'll be back after this.
61-47, the Toronto Raptors lead here. Scoring 61 points is the most that they have scored in the first half. It ties a season high and a half. Golden State, they also had 61. That was in the second half. Matt Dell alongside the coach Jack Armstrong. And you go back to that first half. The front line, we talked about them in the open. They've combined for 38 of the 61 points for the Raptors.
Well, you know, and what happens when you establish yourself and you go inside out, you know, you're going to be a good team. You're going to shoot a high percentage. Your perimeter people are going to get clean looks, and it's all going to come together. And you look at the Raptors shooting it well, and, you know, the key factor for them is they're getting to the free throw line. 15 appearances there. The ball's moving with a purpose. 14 assists, only 2 turnovers. And you know what? You're going to get 60, 61 points because you're getting possessions and you're getting high percentage possessions because you're not turning it over and you're going inside out.
And of course, the stats brought to you by Capital One. Andrea Bargnani leading the way with 16 points, doing it not only inside out, he's getting to the line. And part of that is because he is taking the ball to the hole, 6 of 6, and the leading scorer for the New Jersey Nets with no Kidd and no Jefferson. And Harris sluggish in the first half. He has 16 points. As we take a look at the winning strategies.
Well, they've done a good job getting out and defending threes. Doing a little better as they go along, guarding the dribble. So perimeter defense has been solid. Turnovers have been great.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't forced a lot, but more importantly, they're +2 in the giveaway, takeaway category. So that's important. And then thirdly, inside out. Awesome. Awesome. I mean, they are establishing themselves, getting good matchups, and more importantly, Matt, they've gotten the Nets in foul trouble. The Nets have committed 9 more fouls than the Raptors, and the Raptors have gotten to the line 9 more times. Easy opportunities equal winning.
The other thing, too, Raptors are 3rd in the NBA in shooting from downtown, 5 of 9 in the first half.
Why? Because the ball's going inside first, the defense is collapsing, they're having major coverage issues inside. So now you got to send an extra blue shirt down there, and somebody's open on the perimeter getting a clean look. And now those guys become good players.
All right, time now for NBA news and notes. And, of course, Al Harrington, he was traded. And word is Zach Randolph is done as well to the Clippers. And then KG makes his return to Minnesota. But you know what? Better yet, him waggling that finger in the face of Jose Sunday right here.
Oh, yes.
Want to see that.
Payback.
Devin Harris gives it up, and here's Carter. Shot doesn't go, and he taps it back out to Simmons. Brook Lopez calling for it on the inside. Carter driving on Parker's got to give it up. Then here's Simmons in the corner. No. And if you're not going to make those, then you're going to be in trouble if you're the New Jersey Nets. Wide open look from downtown. Carter attracted the crowd like he's supposed to. An open look. O'Neal productive, 7 points, 6 rebounds in 19 minutes. Parker gives it back. J.O. trying to go to work on Lopez. Shot doesn't go, and he gently in. He was in foul trouble. And Monty McCutcheon's going to. And they're going to stop play because the clock.
Shot clock hasn't been moving.
24-second shot clock being set to 22 seconds.
And now they're going to get it in order. There it is.
It wasn't running before, actually.
Now it's working.
It's working, all right.
That's taken care of. Trying to drive on Parker. Does. 18 points. And it comes so easy. 61-49. Here's Parker. Good. Oh, remember the second half he had in Miami. His first deuce there.
Exactly. And what does he do so well? He moves it out the ball, hunts shots down, uses screens, quick release, fundamentally sound.
Harris gives it up and a turnover. Bijan Lien unable to hold on to it. Parker's got 4 quick ones.
Nice pass as well by Chris Bosh. He threw it out to him, made him run under it a little bit. And Parker, good extension.
65-49. Raptors on top by 16. Bijan Lien. Jumper doesn't go. Tapped up. Carter controls. And a crowd denied by Jermaine O'Neal. Oh, they like that. They like that.
Vince Carter taking the ball up inside. Yee with the missed shot. And here's Carter getting the offensive rebound. Jermaine O'Neal saying, "Get that weak garbage out of here." None of that.
Under 10 minutes remaining in the third. They dump it on the inside. Bosh slicing through the double.
Big difference. That ain't weak. That's with force. Chris Bosh to the rack.
17 for Bosh. The big three have been dominant. Lopez The double comes, and Bargnani with the board, his fifth.
Great help by Bargnani that time as well, giving O'Neal some assistance. Another 7-footer.
O'Neal backing down, left hand spills out on the other side. The Nets are 1 of 7 in the quarter. Let's see if Vince decides to go to work. Tells Lopez, get out of here. Double comes. And a foul. Foul on Bargnani.
Andrea Bargnani. Defensively, though, he's so much more aware as a defender, Matt. He's looking to provide team help for Parker that time. Carter's looking to take Parker one-on-one.
Shot doesn't go. Carter with another offensive rebound to the cutter. Ejan Lin with the slam dunk.
That's a nice catch because the pass was behind him. You know, that replay we saw before Bargnani, 2 years ago he wouldn't do that. He was lost as a defensive player. Now, not only did he know how to cover his own guy, he knows how to be a good team defender. That's progress, that's education.
Jose looking around. Parker has it with 7. Jose up fake, steps into it, drills it.
Pure shooter. Beautiful stroke.
Jose with 13 and 8 assists.
Think about Jose a few years ago as a rookie. He couldn't make that. He couldn't make anything on the perimeter.
Knocked out of bounds by Bargnani. You talked about how active he's been defensively, and there he is once again with the deflection. Deflections are so key.
Well, they're key because you're locked in and you're where you're supposed to be defensively. And again, Andrea, you know, he's giving some help on Lopez, getting out in the passing lane, beating people to the punch. And you beat people to the punch because you know your craft. You know what your responsibilities are as a defender.
Shot clock down to 5. Keon Dooling just checked in cold, and the shot is short. Bargnani board his 6th.
The intangibles, the little things, he's doing them.
Now you look at the rebound. O'Neal kick out. Bargnani up fake. Bargnani, almost as Simmons picks up the foul.
Foul call on the next number 21, Bobby Simmons, his second personal foul of the game for New Jersey.
It is 69-51, and the Raptors in control here in the third, which is brought to you by Hyundai. Under 8 minutes remaining in the third. Kind of nice to see the Raptors where things are kind of rolling a little bit. Shot clock down. Here's Parker, cranks it up. No, short. Simmons out of the wing.
And they're having trouble with the shot clock.
Yeah, shot clock. Lawrence Frank trying to get a call in.
It's like, what are they saying? Having technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Everything's working now. We're good now. We just got the okay.
That's it.
Vince Carter gives it to Lopez. Lopez. And 1. Yeah, that came right from Lawrence Frank. And that was something that, remember, in the midway through the second quarter when that lead started to shrink a little bit, they fed Lopez in the post, and O'Neal had a little bit of an issue with it.
I like his game.
Yeah.
He gets deep post position. He's big on the catch. He gets it, and he knows what he wants to do with it. And he's got counters to his post moves. He uses his fakes. He's got real good footwork. And he extends on his way to the rack.
And Bobby Simmons lays it back up and through. There's 7:22 remaining here in the third quarter. Some pressure on the ball. You talked about this earlier, Rod Thorne being pleased that Lopez was around. The word was that the Charlotte Bobcats were actually going to draft Brooke Lopez, and at the last minute, Larry Brown and Michael Jordan changed their mind to go with DJ Augustine. Parker pops out, and Lopez is there for his 4th rebound. Carter calling for it, and Simmons takes it himself. 12-point game.
And with all due respect to DJ Augustine, he looks like he's going to be a nice player as well. But Lopez, I think, for the Nets, they already have the point guard in Harris. They went with the big, and it paid off.
Toronto Raptors lead it by a dozen. They led it by as many as 18 here in the third. Hyundai's smart player. Andrea Bargnani. Put it on the floor, pull up, knock it down.
And there he is again. Deep range, getting good extension. Follow through. Again, Jose Calderon setting the table beautifully, and Andrea, as he always is, great shot preparation, shot ready. 16-6, shooting a high percentage, but more importantly, doing it in every phase. Not just the scoring, but rebounding, defensively, deflections, banging cutters, being a good, aware, energized team defender.
He put in a big summer. He knew that this summer was going to be huge.
Input equals output. Paying off for him, right?
It is. Especially linking it in back-to-back games. Bargnani, quick pass right through the fingertips of Bosch.
Give some credit to Gordy Herbert, Eric Hughes, the guys that spend so much time with the players, working with them on their skills.
Gordy Herbert went to Italy for a month to work out with Andrea Bargnani.
He's just a confident young man now, too. That's the key thing.
Coming over to help there and taking it away. Loose ball on the floor. Who wants it? Bosch got a piece of it. Parker corrals it to Jose. I kind of pulled back there. I was almost going to nail you good.
I'm just impressed. You were talking earlier with cookies in your mouth.
O'Neal. The jumper doesn't go. He was looking for a cookie there.
Man, you've been wolfing down cookies here left and right on the table.
They're good cookies, aren't they?
They're freebies.
Yeah.
Donation like donation.
Bobby Simmons. There's 6 minutes remaining here in the third. Dooley. Devin Harris hasn't been on the floor for a while. If we can get an update, we'll give it to you.
Upset stomach, Devin Harris in the dressing room.
Maybe one of the reasons why he's been so limited tonight. And this is a team that's been limited. An upset stomach. No Devin Harris. Bosch squares up. Shot doesn't go. Still within range. Nets. Jin Lien, shot doesn't go. O'Neal with Lopez kind of over. Everybody looking around saying, how about over the back? And Lopez has got 12.
Good persistence.
Watch out, a 10-point game. Things were so easy just minutes ago. There's that flow to the offense.
Nets are in the zone now.
And how will the Raptors handle that? Shot clock down to 6. Bargnani, no. And Jin Lien and the Nets have an opportunity to make it a single-digit game. Vince Carter does. 7-point game.
Say whatever you want about the guy, but he can flat out play.
And here they are, and they are getting into it, saying, hey, we were down by 18 here in the third. Go back inside, attacking Bosch. Excellent decision, but the shot doesn't go, and Lopez handles.
Raptors standing around, struggling a little bit with the zone.
Carter. And a blocking from Monty McCutcheon, James Capers, they locked in there. And Monty was going one way, and James Capers had it a block, and the block wins out.
There again, Parker trying to keep him in front of him, and toughest call in hoops. Bang, bang, play, block charge. And Carter, the big-name guy, is going to get the benefit of the doubt on that one.
4:21 remaining here in the third in a 7-point game. Jin Lien travels. Yeah, he was running.
That was a nice pass as well by Carter. He having a tough night tonight. 4 points, 4 boards. But Lawrence Frank with this young big people, Yee and Lopez, got to hang in there with them. Raptors got to be a little more functional here against the zone with their zone offense.
Let's see if they can go back inside. Bargnani slicing from Jose with the dunk.
Well, there was movement, and when you have movement against the zone, if guys aren't communicating, you're going to get an open look. And Jose picking up 9th assist on a great pass.
Nearing a double-double for Jose, second game back after missing 2. Raptors had turned it over 44 times in those 2 games. Jin Lien with the 3 ball. Wow.
Vince Carter, nice setup. He knows he's getting more attention, more than willing to give it up to a teammate.
All of a sudden, 6 points. Who would have thought it? Bargnani, great look underneath. You have to like the last 2 times down the floor because everything is going in.
Well, that time what they did is they went with a little power triangle against the zone on that left side, and they worked the ball beautifully. You know, when you go up against the zone, just overload a side. And the Raptors, Sam Mitchell, good job attacking him. Watch, they go high post, and here's your strong side triangle. O'Neal to Bargnani to Bosh. Overload a side of the zone and make 2-3 guys have to match up with you quickly, and that's what they did beautifully.
And Bosh back at the free throw line.
Yeah, this is the awareness level. See, he falls asleep on the backside on the zone, and you get a lot of good stuff when you go against the zone. When you go below it, a lot of times guys don't have eyes in the back of their head. They don't see the cuts below them. If you have a point guard who plays with his head up, you're going to get some easy ones.
It's just so interesting because most players at the NBA, they see a zone and all of a sudden they freeze.
Well, in high school and college, they went, how can you forget how to attack a zone?
Here's Vince Carter. Shot doesn't go, but they do.
But how do you get it? Dribble penetration. You get some overloads. Attack the baseline. Send someone where they're not.
That one was off the backboard. Bosh in the crowd, and he gets fouled.
Just like Jermaine O'Neal threw it up. The old backboard pass. He threw one in the other night on the high-low.
He did, and he knows it, too. See, I got 2 off of that the last time.
Here it is. Bosh getting good position. Now they swing the ball. And he's looking against the inside position. Hey, we laugh about it. But in the heyday of Moses Malone with the Houston Rockets, they would do that. He would, what we call seal back in the lane. On the side, they throw it to the top, and he'd seal his guy back and pin him, and they would just throw it directly off the backboard, and he'd get it because he was just a monster in there. I'm not recommending the Raptors do that regularly. They don't have Moses Malone, but
no, but they do have Chris Bosh.
He doesn't have the big caboose like Moses.
Vince Carter has been that. He's got 21, a game high. Bosh with 20. Vince in the flow and making it a game. .304 remaining in the third. Time now for the Subway wrap-up. And the Nets on a 16-7 run, but Bargnani back-to-back big games after that 5-point affair in Orlando.
And the Raps doing a great job tonight taking care of the rock. Only 3 turnovers. And, Matt, when you play with a guy for a few years, you get to know each other's tendencies. You can read each other's eyes. Look at Andrea right here. He's watching. Now you see me, now you don't. That was that great pass he got from Jose Calderon on the backside of the zone. When you play with a guy for a while, all it takes is a little eye contact between you, and you're in each other's head. You know what the other guy's thinking, and you react to it. Great camera work by our crew there. The folks in the truck, Paul Graham, Troy Clara, Johnny Russin, Matt Bloom and company.
And Bosh at the free throw line. Bosh 8 of 9. And back to form as he just attempted with 3:04 to go, his 10th free throw.
By the way, Troy Clara, our director, I think it's his birthday extravaganza. He's been celebrating it for weeks.
He has. Went to the AC/DC concert. Nice cut. Hayes lays it up and through.
Is he like a heavy metal guy, T. Clara?
I mean, look at him. Look at him. He's the mayor of Sharon, they say. 75-67. Toronto on top. Deflected. And last touch by Jose, and it's going to be New Jersey basketball. And the Raptors need to be careful here.
When you pass against the zone out top, you got to get the defense to react to you, and then throw it by the defense. You can't let the guy have a space between you and the receiver.
Well, Hayes misses, and he was camped out underneath, and that's the second time they've done that.
Well, and they're not communicating on cuts. You got to guard the cut.
Game. And this lead shrinking in the zone once again.
Yep.
And Bosh attacking, gets bumped and finishes.
You know what? When it's all said and done, sometimes you can X and O all you want. When you have a good player open the floor up, get him the ball, and let him do his thing. And this is what he's so much better at now. Going to the right hand. He couldn't do that a few years ago. He tried to do it, and he didn't have the strength to finish under duress. You know, when you're getting that contact and fighting through the contact and still finishing, he's starting to do that now. It's one thing to get hit and put a shot up. All right, you're at the line for 2 shots. But when you can get hit and get a 3-point play, you got it going on.
Bosch with 24, 10 of 11 from the free throw line. Dueling, shot clock down and 2 minutes remaining in the third. And a whistle and a foul on Anthony Parker. And Parker doesn't believe it.
You know, another example of 2 guys getting tangled up. Here's Vince Carter. Oh. But it's, you know, they always get the second guy.
And now Vince calling for it. Double on the catch. Gives it up, Hayes. And caught underneath Anderson. Excellent ball movement by the Nets.
Why? Because Vince Carter's drawing that second defender, and now they're scrambling defensively, and they're a step slow on their movement.
7-point game, and Devin Harris is feeling better. Ready to check back in. Bosch. And Bargnani ducks underneath.
It's good stuff. You know, you push the ball down the side against the zone. You get it up to the high post in Bosch, and then Bargnani ducks right in. And here's Devin Harris, the upset stomach, coming back in the game. For Carter, he draws some defenders, and now the Raptors are on the run defensively. Great pass on the baseline. And the youngster, Anderson, out of Cal Berkeley, with the finish. Vince Carter getting a blow. He won't be on the bench long. 21 points, 7 boards, 5 assists. A really impressive, complete game for Mr. Carter right there.
And speaking of a complete game at the free throw line, Andrea Bargnani, 5 of 9, 7 of 7 from the free throw line, has 19.7 rebounds. Last time that he scored back-to-back 20-plus performances was February 1st, February 4th, the Lakers, and then at Miami, and of course 25 and now 20.
There haven't been a lot of nights, so you see Andrea Bargnani get to the line 8 times. Again, another step in the right direction in the development of a young player.
Well, when you're bigs, look at the bigs. Bargnani, 8 of 8, and Bosch, 10 of 11. Dueling, cranks it up from deep.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lawrence Frank, an underrated coach in this league. You know, in New Jersey, kind of in the shadows of Knicks and all that, doesn't get a lot of attention. He's an outstanding young coach. His teams compete.
Now, there was a time when they had played at the Garden instead of the New York Knicks, they would have packed the house. Great ball work. Bargnani to Bosch.
The Raptors starting to figure out the ebb and flow and the coverages of the net zone. Doing a better job putting it to the floor, moving the ball quickly and being decisive against it.
Anderson gives it to Sean Williams. Williams, look at Bargnani digging in defensively, and Williams makes a tough shot.
Tough shot, but he went to Boston College like you, so all the great ones.
Dana Barros, Michael Adams.
John Bagley, Jay Murphy.
You're going way back.
I can bring you a whole bunch of BC trivia.
Jimmy O'Brien.
That's right.
82-76, slight differential, game clock, shot clock.
Former Raptor scout Bob Zuffalato used to coach them.
That's right. Big three, Bargnani. How about that? 23. 48 over the last 2. And defending at the other end. Quarter comes to an end with Andrea Bargnani lighting it up from downtown. 85-76. Raptors led by as many as 18, but Lawrence Frank and his New Jersey Nets through Vince Carter battled back into it. But Andrea Bargnani has been an answer along with Chris Bosch. Dominant. 26 points for Bosch. 23 for Bargnani. And a double-double for Jose.
What a crowd! Everybody's into it right now. I think it's the white stripes, really. It's the white stripes that's doing it for everyone. It's President's Choice third quarter stats here as the Raptors have a 9-point lead heading to the fourth quarter over the New Jersey Nets. As you can see, the Raptors pretty much identical field goal percentage, but I got to tell you, Andrea Bargnani has been incredible once again after a season-high 25 points the other night against the Heat. He comes through with 23 points through 3 quarters so far. But it's not just the points, Leo. This guy can pass, too.
Yeah, he just knows how to play the game. This is a guy with a wonderful skill set. He can go inside, he can go outside. Right now, the Raptor fans are getting to see a little bit of everything Andrea Bargnani can bring to the table. When Andrea gets comfortable, he can put the ball on the floor, find his teammates. Great job hitting Chris Bosh. And he also knows, his teammates know about him. 10th assist there from Jose Calderon for Andrea Bargnani knocking down that long three-point shot.
And now it's appropriate we send it back to Matt and Jack because they're playing Guns N' Roses, and I don't know any bigger Chinese democracy fans than Matt and Jack, guys.
I'm all for it. Hey, those guys are getting a Gemini. I'm telling you. Jay and Leo, I'm putting the nomination in the morning.
Bargnani. Anderson closes out Solomon up in the air for the Moon. All right. O'Neal in a crowd and a foul, and he goes down hard and he grabs his knee. And now rolling around. And Scott McCullough, a trainer, heading that way. And this is not what you want to see. Here comes Scott McCullough out. Timeout. And they're going to give a flagrant foul, 1, on Sean Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a flagrant foul on Sean Williams. It's going back in the number 1.
Take a look back. Watch the left knee. It just buckles.
Yeah.
And everybody knows the story of Jermaine O'Neal and that knee. And he's up. And let's see how he's walking. He's got a little hop to it. And how about the reception? And this crowd's giving him with Jermaine O'Neal on his feet. You see Jermaine O'Neal with Chris Bosh and Capono, Moon, Solomon, and Bargnani. A timeout on the floor. And now you see the horn and you see the way that he is walking after that flagrant foul 1. From Sean Williams.
I'll be honest with you, I think Williams made a play for the ball. I'm a little surprised that Lawrence Frank and his staff not happy with the call. I mean, I know Jermaine O'Neal gets banged up here, but I don't think it was a dirty play. How'd you right here? I mean, this contact.
Just excessive is the key, and I think it's with the left hand and then the way he came down as well.
I thought he was making a play for the ball, but there was a hand on the back, and that's where they got him. I don't think he's trying to hurt him or do anything. He was making a play, got a little too carried away on it. I don't think he's being dirty, though.
And O'Neal at the line, and he misfires. And Jermaine O'Neal, 5 consecutive double-doubles. And those are the numbers. And tonight, 7 and 7. Another solid performance. Free throw line, he has been superb. And the minutes played, certainly key. The first 6 games averaged 10.5 and 6. And since that time, those 5 games, and you have to wonder for somebody that has been an excellent free throw shooter. He misses 2 there, 85% on the season. And 2 shots in the ball with flagrant 1.
And more importantly, let's see how he moves in the next few minutes.
And here comes Chris Humphries. So Humphries is going to check in. O'Neal, 28 minutes of work. He's going to get a great round. McClaw, 7.7 rebounds. And you see Scott McCullough coming to him, and we'll see where he exits. And it appears as though he's going to head right back into the locker room. Moon. loses a dribble. Harris driving and finishes.
We talk about Jermaine O'Neal. He's a guy that understands all the ins and outs of how his body reacts to things. He's had some injuries, so he knows. So he'll talk to Scott McCulloch and tell him precisely how he feels.
Solomon driving. These are important minutes with Bosch, as well as Humphries gets fouled by Devin Harris on the double. With Bosch and Jose sitting on the bench, important minutes for the Raptors to maintain this lead.
You're right, and Sam Mitchell, rightfully so, buying these guys a little bit of time on the bench. Good ball movement, though, against the zone. The leading minute guy tonight for the Raptors, Andre Bagnani. He's played 32 minutes.
He's young and spry.
Yeah, sure.
3 points, 7 rebounds in this quarter, brought to you by Miller Genuine Draft, with Humphries at the line, 7 points, 2 rebounds. And he misfires there. And Raptors, how about the advantage they have at the line? Nets 4-7, the Raptors 22 of 26. Harris looking to get in. Solomon staying with them, bites on the fake, and Harris unable to finish, and Moon slides in and grabs it.
Big time rebound. He went and got that.
Raptors needed that. Solomon looking around. Solomon gets up in the air and turns it over.
Got to stay on the ground.
And now commits a foul.
That's frustration. They're trying to hit a home run after you turn it over. When you penetrate and you leave your feet, cardinal sin. You're leaving your feet, you're going up to shoot it. You're not leaving your feet to pass it. That's the thing you learn when you're a young player. That's a habit that Will Solomon's got to break.
How do you break it?
That's a hard one to break because it's instinct. It's your comfort level and part of your game.
And you know what? For the last 5-6 years over in Europe, he's been able to get away with that. Nice cut. Anderson lays it up.
You're right. In Europe, they throw that little jump pass. You know, these guys look like they're playing in slow motion. They leave their feet and they're just hanging around. But here in this league, you pay for it dearly.
And he has. Solomon trying to get it back. Shot doesn't go. Work the system.
Totally agree.
6-point game. Bargnani part of that system. Bargnani trying to hold that dribble over Anderson. Shot doesn't go. And here comes Jose and Chris.
2 trips in a row, not good then. And that's where you got to be patterned. You got to run your offense as a group. 5 is 1, and get a quality shot out of the movement, screening, dribble action, passing action to get a quality shot.
And Will Solomon will take a seat.
Played 8 minutes tonight. A few assists and 3 fouls. Humphries going out of the game as well.
And so here's Bosch, 26-6 for him. And Jose back out on the floor. And one of the things we talked about, some important minutes there of rest. And minutes in the beginning of the fourth quarter, a little bit shy now based on the lead that's evaporating. Moon comes over.
I would say Mr. Bosch and Mr. Calderon will likely play the remainder of this game if it stays this way.
Well, you know, it wasn't long ago, middle of the third, you're feeling good about things, up 18. Now all of a sudden, 6-point game. How about that big game coming up on Sunday right here on TSN? The Grey Cup, 3 o'clock on Sunday. It all begins right here. And don't forget about tomorrow as well. 7-hour coverage on Saturday.
My man Rob Black, I think he's out there in Montreal living the life.
Calgary.
Henry Burris and the Calgary Stampeders. Should be a good one. I like Montreal, though, the home field advantage. They'll be rocking there at the Big O.
The Big O. Raptors looking for a big W right here to start off this homestand. A 4-point game. It is tight, and they didn't expect it. It was once 18, and Harris comes out of the locker room and is able to get a turnover, and he makes it a 2-point game. And how about Lawrence Frank and his team right now? 8-1 run. And Anthony Parker come on back in.
The Raptors really having a difficult time getting their offense started, and New Jersey pushing out a little bit more, winning some battles in those individual defensive situations where they're just clamping down on people. And give them credit. They're playing with great energy, good ball pressure. That zone defense has been good to them. Now they're in their man-to-man.
It's a one-point game. Raptors starting 5 unit was clicking. Second unit unable to click. And that lead is evaporated. Underneath, Jose and Bosch hooking up again.
Smart play. What's New Jersey doing? They're really pushing out.
Here comes Harris. And we told you about him. Devin Harris, 16, and Vince Carter has 21, and you know it's almost time for VC. Jose, deep penetration. Backing down, gives it to Bosch with 8, and Harris pushing Jose all over the map. Now it's mine.
Sometimes you can be so in control of a game that it comes easy. And give New Jersey credit. Their tenacity defensively has really picked up here in the second half. I think Lawrence Frank's done a nice job changing defensive looks, and it's worked for him.
Bargnani, bang! A zone buster. He's got 26, a season high, and 2 off his career best. Hayes for 3. Tapped out. Parker controls. Carter waiting to re-enter. Entry pass denied by Williams, taken away. On the run, Harris gives it up. Anderson. Contested shot.
Yeah, chatted about Lopez before. Another good-looking rookie. Anderson out of Cal Berkeley. 2 Pac-10 guys, Lopez and Anderson. Going to be good players for the Nets.
Raptors had 4 turnovers in the first 3 quarters. They have 4 turnovers here in the 4th. Shot clock down, Jose.
When you talk about those turnovers, I just think the Nets' quickness on the perimeter has frustrated the Raptors a little bit. They've gotten up into them a little bit, forced some cough-ups.
And you know, the other thing, Jack, you talked about this, about the defensive pressure and intensity picking up for the Nets. Time out on the floor. In the 3rd quarter, the Nets out-rebounded the Raptors 15-7.
There's Jose going to work. Nails it.
Time for the Subway wrap-up, Jack. And Jermaine O'Neal left in the 4th quarter, 7 points, 7 rebounds. More than likely, his run of 5 straight double-doubles will come to an end tonight. And the turnover story, there it is. One of the things talked about throughout the course of the summertime is this right here. Just the left knee, the issues that he's had there. Also his shoulder. But you know, one of the things about Jermaine O'Neal is that he was playing through that. It sometimes came back a little bit too early because, hey, he's a guy that wants to be out on the floor.
He's a tough guy, and we've seen that already here in Toronto in his first 11-plus games. That he's going to do whatever it takes to help his team and help them win. And Sam Mitchell and Brian Colangelo and company are a little concerned, as they should be.
Watch that left leg, the knee specifically, and it just kind of buckled this.
Let's just hope it's nothing serious. Keep our fingers crossed for him.
And he wears that knee brace, and talking to him says, hey, it's there, for a comfort level.
When you talk about an acquisition, he has given the Raptors what they've wanted when they've traded for him. I mean, he's really providing some nice things inside. And
he's been the perfect complement to Chris Bosh.
Terrific.
I mean, Harris darts through and lays it up and in.
And he's a guy that's been a franchise player.
Yeah.
And he's come in here and been totally about the name on the front of the shirt.
Well,
good team guy.
You talk about the numbers that Bosh has. And one of the reasons why he has those numbers is because he has Jermaine O'Neal next to him. Here's Bosh. Jumper. No. Spills out. Two-point game. Carter on the floor with Harris. Harris. Does he tie it? He does. New game with 6:18 to go. It was an 18-point lead. We've seen this before with the Raptors. Double-digit leads that evaporate. Last time it was tied 17-17. Bosh gets the roll. No!
A big problem for the Raptors right now. They've given up 50 points in the paint. They get really hurt right here with this.
Hayes, no, Bargnani, a big rebound, and then he cleared the lane.
Penetration, they got to get it under control, though. That's been a huge issue. You give up leads because you don't guard at the same level.
Jose, pass, skids through the hands of Parker, the 5th turnover in the quarter.
Give New Jersey credit, the resiliency factor. And the Raptors were in that comfortable lead for so long, you kind of think it's going to come easy. And to the Nets' credit, they guarded them. They changed the complexion of the game, and now the Raptors got to pick their intensity level up and shut down opportunities in the paint here.
4 turnovers through the first 3 quarters. Tied at 93. Carter takes a bump, and it spills off the iron, and Bargnani there with a double-double, 26 and 10. Humphries cuts right through. Here he is on the other side, in and out. Raptors 3 of 9 in the quarter. Last time New Jersey led, it was 15-14. Under 5 minutes to go. And a tight one now. Carter Crowder. Harris. His stomach.
Not a good shot. Not a good shot.
In the locker room.
I can't repeat what Lawrence Frank just said after that shot. You're getting anything you want when you're driving. Don't settle for a contested 3.
Backcourt is combined for 41. Bosh takes it, attacks, finishes to the line.
Oh boy, Lawrence Frank is beside himself because they settled for a contested 3. And now the other end, Mr. Bosh going to work off the bounce. Watch him right here. High screen, steps forward, and goes to the strong hand. And just goes right by Williams on the perimeter. Watch him right here. Williams, he's a good shot blocker, but he's not a good defender in terms of moving east-west. You can exploit him off the bounce. (96-93). Just getting a word from Jim LeBombard on the status of Jermaine O'Neal. 96-93. Raptors on top. Harris attacking. Humphries takes it away. Okay, the report on Jermaine O'Neal. Strained left knee will go for tests. Again, strained left knee. Jermaine O'Neal will go for some testing. That's the update.
And so already, Raptors have had to deal with Jose Calderon being out for a couple of games. They have 44 turnovers without him. Now Jermaine O'Neal, 7 points, 7 rebounds tonight. Out with a strained left knee. Jose has 16. He's at the line. An 18-point, make it an 18 attempt advantage at the line. And it is 17 points.
Man, I've been pushing for Chris Humphries. I thought he played really well in the preseason. And now with Jermaine O'Neal out of the game, this is an opportunity for him. And Sam Mitchell giving him some minutes now. So this is where he's got to play big. Be a rebounder, tough interior defender. Know your role in the offense. Don't force the issue.
Don't fall in love with the 15-footer.
Exactly. Just be a good team guy.
Here's Carter. Humphries comes over to help. Shot doesn't go. Tapped up by Lopez. Controlled by Humphries is what you just talked about.
Good help on a screen and roll, and then going to get it on the glass.
Jose, the heads by Lopez, and then he recovers. Humphries comes back up on the call from Jose. Jose kicks out. Bargnani guarded by Hayes. Here's Humphries attacking. Humphries finishes.
There you go.
Jack Armstrong. Talk to me.
Hump. He played so well in the preseason. This is one of those guys you root for. Because I think he's a guy that can help this team be a better club. And he brings the energy, Going to work on Lopez, open space. Hump finishing it off.
Jack Armstrong, talk to me.
Bring it home, Hump.
Raptor fans.
I love the guy's he's got the red hair going, digging it.
Got the look.
The hoop head.
It's a 7-point game. It was 18. And here is the Miller Genuine Draft Smooth Player of the Game.
You got to give it a little bit more, man. A little smooth. A potpourri of Andrea Bargnani. Look at this one. Gorgeous pass to Bosch. Andrea Bargnani making it happen tonight. A Miller Genuine Draft. Smooth. Talk about smooth the last 2 games. 51 points, 14 boards, shooting a high percentage. And this sellout crowd here at the Air Canada Center, man, it's rocking.
Combined points out of the backcourt. Camped out in the corner. Hayes. No. Carter taps it out. His athleticism shining through there. Carter for 3. Nets have missed 7 in a row. Jose, Humphrey, Parker, no. Battling, and Carter taps it to Harris. Harris on the run. Harris driving, and a foul's going to be charged. Andrea Bargnani, no. Jose called her own with a push.
Pass down the other end by Humphreys, getting Parker a clean look. And now this guy Harris, so quick, Devin Harris in transition. A good play by the Raptors. Foul him, make him earn at the free throw line. Nothing easy right now.
And Harris at the line. He averages 11 attempts a game, second best in the NBA. And tonight, 5 of 6, has 21. We talked about this in the Open. Jay talked about it with Leo. And we discussed Carter and Harris. And here they are with now a combined 43 points if they had any help up front.
Youngster Lopez has given him some good minutes, but you know what? They're a thin team. Depth-wise, you got a lot of youngsters. They're in a rebuilding process.
Here's Bosch, and they're making this one a game. And they could have easily have given up, as Bosch is going to head back to the line, or no, they're going to say he's on the floor.
The fans love it, though. You got Chris Bosch, the current franchise player, and the former franchise player.
Oh, look at the response. Yeah, they just said it was on Carter. And he is going to shoot 2.
This place would have erupted if he made that basket. I made the point earlier in the show. When you talk about signing a guy to a long-term deal at big money, you're making an investment because he's going to set the tone. He's going to be the straw that stirs the drink for your organization. And this guy right here, number 4, showing why. He's a franchise guy, right there.
He's young, and he is a dominant player right now. And with the ability to put it on the floor and expand his game.
He's getting better, and he's all business.
Yeah.
You know, Carter's been knocked sometimes for having too much fun on the floor.
Pick and roll action with Lopez. 4-point game.
Good hands, sweet touch, nice pass by Carter. Carter with 6 assists. Lopez impressed me.
Yeah, he really has. 14 points, 6 rebounds. Getting his 4th consecutive start. Here's Jose over Harris. Big bucket, Jose. And he says it's finished. He gave the finish sign, Jack. He said it's over. 104-97.
Oh, that was clutch. You talk about ice water in the veins. Killer shot.
He said, put it on ice, it's over. Bobby Simmons, they still got some work to do. Harris with a blow by. Deep in the corner, Carter, no.
He's had chances to make killer shots on the other end. the one Jose made. Vince has had 2 of those, and he hasn't stuck them.
Nets 1 for their last 9. Lopez being active. Humphries tracks it down in a crowd, trapped. Somebody help him out. And a foul.
Oh, got
no help over there.
Oh, got mugged down there. Jose Calderon, you talked about it. Bosch, so effective throwing that pass out of the post, and he's always surveying, looking for Jose.
Jose Calderon, 20 and 13 tonight. Bosch, 32 and 7. Bargnani, 26 and 10. O'Neal left with an injury, left knee, strained. 7.7 rebounds. That whole big front line thing with Jose, I think it's going to work. Humphries is productive as
9 points, 5 boards. He's been good as well. And, you know, it's a positive problem Sam Mitchell has. He's got 4 good big men. He's got 2.
Well, let's hope with J.O.
Well, he'll battle back.
And the good thing for the Raptors, Raptor fans, is that tomorrow you have this stretch here where no game tomorrow, game Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, game not until Wednesday. Jose, shot clock down. Jose! Oh, with a little look off. With the look off. 9 in the quarter. Back to a 7-point game.
Jose Calderon going to work. Raps lead by 7.
President's Choice Raptors basketball is brought to you by President's Choice. By Miller Genuine Draft. By Vera, because living in HD starts with Vera Plasma TV from Panasonic. Ideas for life. And by Ford, powered by you.
Well, you can certainly say that. MVP. And how about that?
Oh, man, these fans are tough. I love it, though. Creativity.
Jose Calderon, 22 and 13.
Brilliant, as they say. Mr. Calderon and Mr. Bargnani. And that guy right there, Mr. Bosch, pretty impressive.
How about this? Bosch, Bargnani, and Calderon in that order as far as productivity. Tonight with point total, 80 combined.
Wow, 80 of the 106.
Carter lays it up and in. There's plenty of time left. Be careful. 2-possession game.
We've seen this in the playoffs. Lawrence Frank, really good out-of-timeout plays. Quick scores.
And a timeout, and Bobby Simmons runs right into Lawrence. And Lawrence saying, what are you fouling for? What are you fouling for? Not only did he not want the foul, he almost gets taken out.
Lawrence taking a hit there.
Jose at the free throw line. They're having a sensational evening. And the Raptors getting to the free throw line. A year ago, they averaged just over 20, and here they are with 32 tonight, 27 to 32.
Give the Nets credit. You know what they've done here on the road to stay competitive? They've only turned the ball over 6 times. And that's kept them in it. The guard play has been real good.
How about this? A year ago, Chris Bosh with 13 games of 30 or more. With 3, Simmons tapped up. Parker and Carter battling. It's going to be New Jersey ball. 13, 30 or more. This is game number 12. And tonight is the 5th time that he's produced 30 or more. And, of course, at Orlando, a season best 40. Big stuff. Here's Carter. Drills it. Watch out. 4-point game.
Well, there was a breakdown in communication at the time. You cannot allow Vince Carter to get an open opportunity. And more importantly, the ball went all the way down the other side of the baseline for a clean look. corral the ball into the closed side on the inbound there. And Jose allows the ball to come across the baseline, and Carter moving without the rock. And Bargnani, I think it was Parker, they got on a switch here and he got stuck. They switched there. He and Parker switched on it. Then he got stuck a little bit on Lopez there. Kind of one of those, excuse me, brush screens. But when you're in a switch, you switch and you stay with that guy, particularly Carter.
You see the comparison. Vince Carter tonight, 26-9. He's been helped out by Devin Harris with 24, the only two in double digits.
Can I dream a little bit?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been nice if they're still on the same team here in Toronto? If he wanted to stay and now the two of them together, they were on a team when Chris was real young, but now. Yeah, well, I shouldn't break. It just breaks my heart.
Let me ask you this, though. 0.2 of a second. Would Chris be Chris?
Oh, I think so, because Vince Carter, again, he's not a selfish player. He'd get him the ball. There's no doubt about that. But that's past history. That's like worrying about T-Mac and Vince.
108-104. There's time left in this two-possession game. And Lawrence Frank designing a play and coming up on Sunday. You remember that one on a Monday night in Boston. Guess what? Double-digit lead.
Yeah.
That shrunk and then left the Raptors, and Paul Pierce took over with 20-plus in the fourth quarter.
Well, what caused the double-digit lead to disappear this evening? Some turnovers in the second half, and the defense a letdown in the level of intensity defensively. And so those are two things. So when you want to win games, or when you want to close games, you got to be that much sharper offensively, and you got to turn the screws defensively and not have those breakdowns in terms of assignments that are so vital to your existence and winning. I think Mr. Pierce on Sunday is one of those guys you're going to have to make sure you do a better job covering.
Bargnani, 5-second violation. The inability to execute. 7 turnover of the quarter. You got to be better than that at that stage. And now all of a sudden a one-possession game. And a foul on Devin Harris with 14.7. You got to have better awareness than that on the inbound.
Well, the most important guy on what they call blobs and slobs, baseline out of bounds, sideline out of bounds, press breaker situations, is your quarterback, your trigger man on the inbound. He's got to have that internal clock when you trigger. You can't get called for that 5 count.
It was 18, and then it was up to 7, and now it's down to 2. And remember, Sports Center coming up with Brian and Holly. And immediately following, and Jose Calderon, free throw shooting, and Jose on the year is 31-31. Nobody better in the NBA right now. And this is big here.
2-possession game if he makes it.
He does. Harris better hurry. Here's Carter. Carter trying to get by. Does to the hole. Good. Parker. And he's fouled by Lopez. Lopez picks up his 4th. Parker, his first trip to the line tonight. On the season, Anthony Parker, 15 of 19.
Folks, this has been an entertaining game. Lots of high-quality offense. Look at Carter. This is a tough matchup for Calderon, and he's able to turn the corner, and the creativity going right by Bosch. Vince Carter's played an excellent game here tonight for New Jersey. Close to a double-double, 30 points, 9 boards.
And 6 assists. And Parker misses.
Here's the scenario now. And right away, Lawrence Frank's going to get another 3-point shooter in the game. He's getting Ryan Anderson in the game. Anderson, a 62% 3-point shooter. You make this shot, the free throw, in my opinion, I give the foul. I don't want to give up a game-tying 3. First, you got to make the free throw.
That has always been a big discussion to make there, and now here's the 20-second timeout.
Matt, I've done both. I haven't fouled and gotten beat. I haven't fouled and won. I've fouled and won, and I've fouled and lost. So, there's a... But when it's all said and done, I think, in my mind, the percentage you play is you try to give the foul before the game tying 3. You take your chances with your free throw rebounding. You put them on the line for 2, they'll make 1, and then they'll try to miss the second intentionally. You put your big fellas in, and you say, hey, we're going to take our chances on it, because you have positive position from a rebounding perspective on free throws. So, my opinion, you switch all screens, it comes in, bang, give the foul.
Sports Center coming up. 111 to 108. Jose Calderon said it was finished, but not yet. 3.2 of a second remaining.
And there's a lot of crafty guys in this league. When you're giving that foul, make sure you give it on the floor. Don't be giving it, and the guy starts doing a whole continuation nonsense.
The ball advanced with the timeout.
And again, the trigger, from a Nets perspective, they're going to switch all screens. Make sure your trigger man gets it to the guy and lead him into the shot.
Simmons along with Lopez, Carter, Hayes, and Harris. Bargnani on the ball. Fans on their feet. Carter up top. Carter! 0.5 of a second remaining in the fourth.
That was absolutely brilliant. Terrific deployment by the New Jersey Nets. Great screening action and movement. Oh boy, that is prime time. You got Parker right in his face. Look at all the action. He sets it, kind of a dummy screen, and then he comes up the gut off of Lopez. Quick catch. And you look at this New Jersey bench. Oh, yeah.
Imagine the emotions flowing through that man right there after that shot. 0.5 of a second remaining for the Toronto Raptors.
Well, if you got to get something going to the rim. You still have an opportunity on a quick catch and shoot, but it's got to be incredibly concise. I would say right now you got to get something going towards the rim for a tip. I think that's your best chance right here. And New Jersey's just going to switch all the screens right now, negate the purpose of the screen.
Sean Williams is in, obviously, shot blocker. You have Bargnani a big. Moon can get up, and Bosch on the floor with Jose. Inbounder is Parker. Simmons, Hayes, Harris, Carter, and Sean Williams talking right now with James Capers about where he can position himself in front of the inbounds. Tied at 111. Moon.
Good call, though. That's the right call. And they did the right thing. They sent the back screen, send your high flyer to the rim. There's got to be a little better pass over the top of the defender.
Second time this season that the Toronto Raptors head into overtime. The last time happened to be a Friday night against Golden State. Raptors won that one. What will happen tonight? At the end of regulation, Miller Genuine Draft statistics, and there they are, both teams excellent from the field. That last three-pointer for New Jersey was tied. How about the differential at the free throw line? A rebounding edge in the second half owned by the Nets. And the turnovers late certainly stung the Toronto Raptors. And Vince Carter coming back in and sending it into overtime, Jack.
Brilliant execution. Again, Lopez, Carter coming right off him, up the gut of the defense. And he got his feet above the three-point line, and he just has... there's certain guys in all sports that have stage presence in the moment of high drama that perform. That young man right there has it. We've seen it so often here in Toronto. And the guy number 4 for Toronto, he's got that ability as well. But you know what? Give Lawrence Frank credit. Everyone in the building knew he wanted to get it to 15, and he got it to him. And the guy delivered. That's great coaching on that sideline.
And then Carter delivered.
And that's what the great ones do.
Lopez and Bosch. Interesting, I remember Lawrence Frank a couple seasons back during the postseason. And Bosch wins the opening tap, and I had a conversation before a game with him, and of course he had Kidd and Jefferson and Vince Carter, and he said, you know, Vince Carter, he related it to Mariano Rivera of the Yankees. He's my closer. He's the guy I can bring in at the end. Bosch shot doesn't go. And he delivered there for him.
Well, I give him credit. His team has battled, and they've made adjustments.
They were down 18. 18. And here they are in overtime on the road. Carter. Oh, my. 35 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and the Raptors trail.
I said this earlier in the game, I'll say it again. Do you still go single coverage on a guy? I think you got to run a second defender on him.
Bosch says, I got it.
Well, you know, here we go again. I mean, they're gonna throw it into 15. And we've seen this with Pierce, with the Celtics. They got to make a decision right here with Carter. The coverages, they're going diagonal, and they're going to throw it into him. Let's see if they're playing him straight.
Jose digs. Here's Harris, cranks it up short. Rebound, Parker.
So, you know, you're rolling the dice. You send the second defender to him. You give Harris a clean look. Your rotation late. But I'm not letting 15 beat me. There's an example right there.
And Devin Harris with 24 points tonight. All right, here's forward. Chris Bosch up big. Watch the foul from the short corner.
Bosch. Again, they put Carter on him. Good job with the isolation. They've only got one big out there right now in Lopez, so Carter's had to guard Bosch. Bosch doing a good job getting deeper and just using his size to shoot over him.
3-point game. 4 and 15 going at it. Harris crossover, gets bumped. Oh, tough shot, Devin Harris. Gets bumped by Jose, finishes, and now he's at the line.
You know, we spoke about this. He really challenges your lateral quickness. See ya.
And he's tough for anyone.
Oh, he's terrific. He has a tight handle. He changes speeds well. He can get into the lane. And he's got that burst, that blow-by ability. And it puts a lot of pressure on a guy like Calderon, who's played 41 minutes, having to go east-west and keep him in front of him.
Originally drafted by Washington, traded on draft day to Dallas.
Oh, great hustle by Vince Carter here. I'll tell you what, you know, you show up to a game and you purchase a ticket, you never know what's going to happen. Everybody in this building's gotten their money's worth tonight. And look at Carter, the great post defense. And, you know, that's how you play post defense. Don't get stuck behind. Keep the feet moving and get your body away from it and swivel around the top of it. Great job. That's why sometimes you put a smaller guy on a big if he understands the concept, but don't let the guy get leverage on you. Get around.
Carter's on Bosch. Overtime for the second time this year. A little bit too high. No call. Here comes Harris. Taken away by Parker. Carter's back. Bosch is running the floor. Pull up three. No. Tapped up. Parker able to control. Jose. Bosch, another offensive rebound. Bodies flying. Rotation straight up. Bang! Bargnani. Career night. 29
Bosch relentless on the offensive glass.
Carter, how sweet it is. 1 point game. Humphries attacking tonight by Lopez. There's Bosch. No. Bargnani over the back. His fourth. Now his fifth. That's an issue with no Jermaine O'Neal.
Raptors. Screen and roll situation. They get blocks, but Bosch with the hustle. And Andrea with the three.
Carter. No. Humphries.
Big possession right here. We've had tons of them. Number 4's got to get a touch. High screen and roll. There
Double comes. Bosch delivers 39.
Well, they're sucking in on the penetration now. Great read by Calderon. Drives it off the high screen. The defense sucks in on the penetration.
3-point game with 1:30 to go in overtime. Sold out crowd once again here in TO.
Go high screen. Look at all those blue shirts. Carter trying to give help to Harris. And that split second when you think help and Calderon says, I got Carter right where I want him. He helped Harris with me. And I got Bosch wide open. That's what the screen and roll does to you.
Subway wrap up. Look at that, 39 points. 5th time this season, 30 plus. All of last year, 13. This is game number 12, folks.
You having fun yet?
Oh. Does it get much better?
This is awesome.
Career high for Bargnani. And then Vince, second half, sending it into overtime. Suspense. Harris. Hayes. Man, they just keep answering. They won't go away.
What a great pass by Harris. Hard dribble penetration. Left, throws it opposite the defense. No way they can play that.
Shot clock down to 7. Here's Bosch. To the cut, Humphries, and a turnover.
11 second half / overtime turnovers.
Under a minute left in overtime. Devin Harris, step back move, got it. 29 for Devin Harris. Timeout, Toronto.
You think Mark Cuban's regretting making that trade for Jason Kidd? Wow.
He told me, he said, hey, they just never allowed me to do my thing there.
He's doing it.
Devin Harris coming alive in the 4th quarter in overtime. 22 of his 29 earned. Turnover. And then here he is. How about that?
Well, the play prior to that was incredible. When he drove it on the left baseline and then got Hayes a wide open look. I mean, those are big time numbers. 22, he wasn't feeling well at halftime. Upset stomach. Whatever he took.
Yeah.
Get me some of that.
Handed out. Vince Carter, 16 of his 37 in the 4th in overtime. And talked about this at the top of the show, just about the combination of those two guys.
Well, when you get more shots than your opponent, that helps too. Yeah. And the turnovers, 12 here in the second half in overtime, that kills you.
Well, how about this? New Jersey, 102. Capono on the floor now.
Place of Humphries, so they got a little more skill now on the floor. Stretch the defense out with another shooter.
Parker camped out in the corner on the far side. Carter is on Bosch. Now Simmons is on it. And Jose's got to look him off. Gets it back on a handoff from Bargnani. Shot clock at 10. Now down to 8. Bargnani! No, short. Bosch offensive rebound. Take it away. Controlled by New Jersey. Slight differential. Game clock, shot clock. Got a foul.
The Raptors number 8, Jose Calderon with
Harris, an outstanding free throw shooter. 88% on the season. 9 of 10 tonight.
That was New Jersey into in this situation. Number 34.
I'll tell you what, the perimeter defense for New Jersey here late has been great. Look at Carter giving the help. And then Simmons, Hayes.
Harris short.
There's your miss right there.
A rare one.
Well, now the wheels are turning here. If you're Lawrence Frank, same scenario down the other end. We talked about this with Sam Mitchell. As this clock moves further down, you foul it, make sure you don't give up the game-tying 3. If you're Sam Mitchell on the other side, you go 2 for 1. I say you go 2 for 1. You go for the quick 2 right away. Something going to the rim. Be aggressive. Now, if you get an open 3, you take it.
3-point game, 19 seconds left.
A lot to think about on both sidelines right now.
124, 121. Now, a lot to think about on Sunday. Montreal and Calgary, the Alouettes against the Stampeders. Sunday at 3 o'clock. The Grey Cup on the line right here on TSN. Game 1 of a 4-game homestand, and New Jersey battling back in.
Again, you're Lawrence Frank right now. You're saying to your team, no freeze, switch screens, don't get hung up on anything. Any scenario on the floor, give that foul. Don't give up the game-tying 3 if you have to as the clock rolls down. On the flip side, if you're the Raptors, I think you got to look for something quickly going to the basket. Now, if you can get an open 3, great. But it's got to be a quick score, and then you give the foul. 2 for 1 here. Now, again, if you get the open 3, you take it. But New Jersey has been really quick, done a good job switching screens, getting up into people. Parker will trigger on the inbound. We've had Capono do it. We've had Bargnani do it. So they're going to use the 2 bigs, Bargnani and Bosch. Little big on little screen right now.
New Jersey with all smalls out on the floor. New Jersey with a foul to give. Bargnani! No! It's going to be New Jersey basketball.
Well, they ran the old circle play where you run your 2 guards off, you step a big out and swing it quickly to the other guy. They got a great look from Bargnani that time.
He's had a couple of good ones here in the overtime from 3-point range.
He's played the most minutes on the team tonight. 48 of the possible 53 minutes Andrea has played tonight. And sometimes fatigue shows in your shot late when you're a little more direct and you don't have as much arc on it.
Keon Dooling at the free throw line, and this was a game that you talked about it midway through the third. Up 18, there was flow, everything was good. Second unit didn't necessarily do a good job maintaining that lead, and things from there.
Jermaine O'Neal goes down. Turnovers become a huge issue. 12 in the second half and an overtime. And the defense, simply put, didn't do a good enough job guarding. I mean, 58 points in a paint for New Jersey.
A lot of work now for the Raptors. It's got to happen in a hurry. No time to waste. And a foul to give. It was 69-51 with 8:35 left in the third. Raptors led. And then you have this right here.
Killer shot.
Yeah. And the emotions flowing through Carter. On another return to Toronto. Here's Bosch. Bosch wants it! And he got it! Are you kidding me? Chris Bosch! 42 in the foul. You talked about it earlier, his determination. It's a one-point game. And look at him talking too.
This is against a smaller guy here too. Devin Harris, the quickness, shoots it right over him. And Bosch sets the screen. Who's the guy that's always open? A guy that sets the screen. He comes out, good fake, gathers, nails it.
Tied his career high with 42. Big bucket here. Here comes Humphries, in for Capono. Chris Bosch, 7th time in his career he's scored 40 or more, 2nd time this week.
He's a 70% free throw shooter on the season. He's got great shooting mechanics.
Three-point game timeout.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm going to say the same thing I said in regulation. If I'm Lawrence Frank, I give the foul. I'm not giving up a game-time three. Switch all screens, ball comes in, bang, right away. On the flip side, if you're Toronto, you've got to get a three. You know they're going to switch all screens. The guy that's open, and the Raptors have been able to get this, is the guy who sets the screen. Bosch set the screen. He became available. So what you want to do is utilize, I thought the play they ran earlier to get Bargnani a clean look where they ran the two guards off the bigs, and then Bosch stepped out and they swung a quish to Bargnani.
Chris Bosch tying a career high.
This is why coaches get paid the big bucks. You know, the management, the ability to manufacture a quality shot opportunity under duress. This is a moment right here like that.
4.6 of a second left. Capono on the inbounds. Carter to guard. Bargnani, Parker, Bosch, and Jose on the floor. Now, Sean Williams checks in. He's going to guard the ball.
Good decision. Long arms, athletic.
Carter on Bosch. Now,
they're gonna put Williams on Bargnani here.
So that moves away. And now, some last-minute adjustment. Sean Williams is now coming off. And Trenton Hassel is checking in. So Hassel coming in cold. On the ball. Here's Parker, launches! Yes! Anthony Parker in front of the Nets bench! How big are you?
Let me tell you something. That was a great pass by Capono. You know, the guy that makes that inbound pass has to hit the guy right where he wants it. And Parker moving without the ball on the baseline. Tremendous shot preparation on the catch. The quick trigger. This is a terrific pass. Congestion. And Parker moving without it. Those hands ready. Catch. Fire. Doesn't allow them to have the opportunity. Look, it comes off the baseline screen. And that was a great pass by Capono. Led him right into that shot pocket. Wasn't high, wasn't low. Right in the midsection. Caught it, nailed it.
A shooter knows, right?
Oh boy, does he ever. I go back to what I said before. Late game scenarios. Deployment, executing under duress. Both teams have shown a nice knack of doing that. Plenty of time on the clock here, 2.1, when you got the brilliant talents of Vince Carter for the New Jersey Nets. Folks, batten down the hatches, here we go. You know, the Raptors right now, switch the screens. Whatever you do, don't get hung up on a screen right now.
On their feet, 2.1 left. Simmons to inbounds. Bargnani on the ball. Moon on the floor. Bosch Calderon And Parker. Carter, oh no! 1.5. Devastating. 129, 127 in overtime.
Vince Carter. This is a great play call by Lawrence Frank. What he does is he comes up to set the back screen, and as the defense reacts to that, he goes to the rim. Oh, great call.
Vince Carter comes back once again, 39 points. Chris Bosh, 42 points. Andrea Bargnani, a career high. Bosh tying his. Calderon with a double-double. Jermaine O'Neal left with a left knee strain. Time now for SportsCenter and Brian in Holland. Take it away.